Here are all working Minecraft Bedrock glitches you have to know in one single video. All of these glitches will work in the newest 1.21 version, and let's get straight into it. The first glitch I want to show you is this classic inventory dupe that has been around for quite some time. And now in order to perform it, you will need one stack and one of any item that you want to duplicate. I'll take some diamonds and 35 other items of any kind. You can use just some rubbish items like dirt. Now, what you want to do in order to perform this glitch is to go ahead and drop this single item on the floor. Then, what you want to do is to spread the other items all around your inventory, so you should not have any item slot left. Now, the stack of items is the first thing in your hotbar, and what you want to do is to stand right above the single item, and then you want to open your inventory, and what you want to do is to select the stack of items at the same time as you close the inventory, which should look something like this. You probably have to try this a few more times in order to get it to work. But this is what should happen. So you have the single item in the hotbar, and there is no stack of items on the floor left because it actually is in our inventory held by the cursor. And now, in order to duplicate the items in your inventory, you just have to save and quit the game and go back into the world. And you'll see that you duplicated the items, because now we have a stack of items in our hotbar and another stack of items that is just at the cursor. You can put it in your inventory, and as you can see, you got 63 extra items just out of nowhere. Now you can repeat this as often as you want, and if you're on servers or realms, you can try this with no other people being online, and if there is anybody else online, try it in an empty dimension, so maybe the nether or the end dimension where nobody else is currently. The next one on my list is this Xray glitch, which will allow you to see some caves that are underground, which can actually be pretty OP because you might be able to get some diamonds or other ores this way. And now in order to perform it, you will need a piston, a slab, some top snow which can be crafted out of snowballs, or you can also use a shovel with silk touch, and then you will need a lever, and these are all items that you need. For better vision, you can also use a night vision potion and a spyglass. But as you can see, we are on a super flat world, and this does not make any sense on a super flat world, so let's hop into a normal world. And now here we are, and let me tell you, it is pretty easy to set up. What you want to do is to dig 2 blocks down, actually I use my shovel for this, and then 2 more blocks into this direction. Now you can jump into that hole that you created, and you want to place the piston right here. Now you want to place yourself a slab that you can stand on right underneath you, and in front of the piston you want to go ahead and place a solid block. Now on top of that piston you want to place a lever and flick it to power the piston. Now make sure whenever using this glitch not to sneak. Trust me, this could make you suffocate and you don't want this. So the next and last thing that you have to do is to place the snow right on top of the block right here, and this will already allow you to X-ray through the walls. And now I recommend using a potion of night vision because this will clear up your vision, and also use a spyglass so that you can zoom into the caves that are seeable. As you can see, we got some gold and some copper, some iron right there, and we have some lapis lazuli and even some diamonds down there. As you can see, using this glitch you can spot plenty of caves, and I think this is proof enough that this glitch is very OP, so use it in your world right now. And now let's get to the next glitch, shall we? This also is a duplication glitch, but specifically for gravity blocks, so this will account for any kinds of anvil, dragon axe, so pretty OP, then all kinds of concrete powder, and you will also be able to duplicate sand and gravel. In order to perform the glitch, you will need some big dripleys, which you can get from lush caves or from the wandering trader, so me, and also you will need some levers to power the big drip leaves. But let me show you what that means. Now in order to actually perform the duplication glitch, what you want to do is to place down some of the drip leaves on the floor, and now when standing on top of them, then you will sooner or later drop down. But we actually want to lock the drip leaves in position, and you can do this by just placing levers in front of each and every one of them, and then flick the lever so that you power them, and this will actually lock them in place. And now the next thing that you want to do is to place your gravity blocks on top of the drip leaves, and actually this will make them glitch around in a funny way like this, It can be pretty annoying, this sound of the anvil, but you just have to do one thing in order to duplicate them, taking about 10 seconds, and this is to save and quit the world and go back into the world. Depending on your device, this will take more or less, and actually we duplicated the items. The more often you do this, the more items you will duplicate, because each time you do this, the items will get duplicated. We already got 3 of them hanging around above our actual blocks, and this makes this glitch worthy of being in this video, right? Now next I want to show you how to get through Bedrock, but hear me out. Traveling can be very annoying, especially if you want to travel a great distance. And this glitch will allow you to travel 8 times faster. You will only need a boat for doing this. This glitch will include getting on top of the nether roof, so through the bedrock roof. And now once you're on top of the roof, there also is a method to get back down, but let me show you. First, of course, you want to get into the nether, so go through the portal. Then you want to get right underneath the bedrock layer, which is at Y121, and you want to start removing all the netherrack that is right there. And what you want to be looking for is something like this. Because here we have 2 blocks right next to each other, where the bedrock layer is only 1 block thick, and you can test that by just placing a block and standing right underneath the bedrock roof, and then you should be on Y125. If this is the case, you found the right spot, and then you want to set it up like following. You want to place a block right here, and you want to place the boat right on top of it. It can be pretty hard to do this. Then you want to jump into the boat and jump back out of it. Probably have to try it some more times, and as you can see, it worked, and we are on top of the nether roof. And now you can start traveling as far as you need to, and to the location that you want to travel to. And as soon as you are finished with your traveling, then what you want to do is just to press save and quit and go back into the world. And as you can see, what happened is that we spawned back under the bedrock layer in a safe place, in this case on some sewer sand. But our X and Z coordinates are the same as we started above the nether roof. With using this glitch, you can travel in the nether without any obstacles, without any of these lava lakes, and actually 1 block in the nether equals 8 blocks in the overworld, so you traveled 8 times faster than you would do in the overworld. The next glitch I want to show you probably is the most OP one on this list. It is an all item duplication glitch. This means you can duplicate any kinds of items using this glitch, including filled and unfilled shulker boxes, bottles of enchanting, so you can duplicate experience using this, and also stackable and unstackable items. And now what you need in order to perform this duplication glitch is a sticky piston, a chest, a lever, a lava bucket and a water bucket, and some stone or other blocks that you can use. Also, you want, of course, to take all the items that you want to duplicate. Then the first thing that you want to do is to kill the ender dragon, because you actually will need to perform this one in the end dimension, so it is rather mid-game. Before going into the end dimension, you want to set your spawn point right next to the end portal, and then you can jump into the portal. Now, as you can see, this is the spawning platform where we spawned on, and this is the edge right next to the spawning platform. You want to actually be at that edge, and you want to search for a spot that is empty. I say this because sometimes players have built something in the end dimension, and you want to be as far away from them as possible, but at least 16 blocks. Now, the first thing that you want to do in the end at the edge that you found is to place down some lava, pour it down, and it will flow down all the way. And once you make sure that it reached the bottom, you can pour down some water next to it, which will turn all the lava into cobblestone. Now, of course, this is just one method to get to the bottom of your end dimension. You can use anything else that is possible. You want to be as low as possible, but at least under Y16. And now you want to just block yourself outwards, so build a small bridge, and then you want to find the next chunk border. In order to do this, you can use a resource pack like this one. This visualizes all the chunks, and you can download it on my Discord server, but it is not made by me. Then, back in the world, we can actually start searching for our next chunk border. Just block yourself outwards until you reach it, and as you can see, I have this map in the bottom that shows me that right here we are on top of a chunk border. As you can see, this is already in a fresh chunk. And you want to remove this block so there is no block in the fresh chunk. And then you want to place some blocks next to it, making sure that there still is no block in the fresh chunk. One block away from the edge, you want to place a sticky piston. Then you want to place a holder block in front and a chest in front of that holder block. The chest now is the only block in the fresh chunk, and you want to remove the holder block. Then you want to place a lever behind or on top of the piston, and you want to flick it, and then you want to put all the items that you want to duplicate inside of the chest. And once you're finished doing this, you just want to enter the end portal again. By doing this, we're saving this current point in our game. And now the next thing that you want to do is to save and quit your game. Then you want to go back into the world, and as soon as you are back in the world, of course, jump back in the end portal to start performing the duplication glitch. And now back at the platform, in order to perform the duplication glitch, you just have to flick the lever right here, and then you want to save and quit the game. And now you just want to go into the menu, wait a few seconds in order for it to save, then go back into the world. And as soon as you are back in the world, you will notice that you have two chests right there. You have the items in the first one and also in the second one, meaning that we duplicated all of them. You can perform this as often as you want to. I can't stress this often enough, this duplication glitch is very insane. Now, I don't know what this guy is doing in my video, but the next thing that I want to show you is a zero-tick kelp duplicator. These farms have been around for quite some time, but they have recently been patched out by Mojang, which makes this working one a glitch. Now, in order to build this, you just have to take all of these items, and it will allow you to generate an insane amount of kelp, which you can then turn into either bone meal or experience using a smoker, or you could burn the kelp to craft into kelp blocks, and you can use the kelp blocks for fuel, so a very versatile farm. In order to set this up, what you want to do is to dig 2 blocks down and place a sticky piston in the hole with a sand block on top. Then you want to go ahead and place 1, 2 blocks and 1 on this side. You also want to go ahead and place another sticky piston on top of this block right here with a sand block in this position and a chest in this position right here. Now we want to place down some redstone and set the redstone system up. In order to do this, you want to build a T-shape like this and remove the middle block. You then want to replace this block with a redstone repeater on 2 ticks, so click it once. Then you want to place a redstone dust in this position, and you want to place another redstone repeater in this position, pointing outwards, with another click, so on 2 ticks. Then you want to place 1, 2, 3 redstone dusts all around, and you want to remove some blocks right here so that you can reach the sticky piston down there and connect it with some more redstone dust. Now finally, you want to place a redstone torch, which should create a redstone clock, and the sand should be pushed around but should not break. Now you want to place a lever right here and flick it once, and then again nothing should break, and if this is the case for you, you're already good to go. The next thing to do is to place a redstone torch in this position right here next to the sticky piston. Then you want to place 2 observers on top. Then you want to place a block in this position. You want to place a piston in this position right here. And then you want to go ahead and place down 5 solid blocks in these positions. Now behind the piston right here, you want to place some extra block. Then you want to go ahead and place redstone dust on top of these 3 blocks. And our redstone system is already set up. Next, grab yourself some sand and place it on top of the extended piston arm. In front, you should place a stone brick or any kind of other block, then a hopper on top of the chest, and now you want to place a wall on this side, so 6 blocks, and another wall on the other side, again 6 blocks. Then you want to place 3 more blocks on both sides, but the block in between of them should be a stair like this. Now you want to place a sign in front of the stair. You want to place 1 more sign in this position and another sign in this position. Then you want to grab yourself some water, create an infinite water source, and you want to place water in this position right here. Then you want to waterlock this stair, and you also want to waterlock the piston. Now, as the last step, you just have to place some kelp on top of the sand, and your farm is good to go. In order to start it, of course, the only thing that you have to do is to flick the lever right here, and as you can see, this will create all the kelp that you will need for your world. If you want to follow my recommendation and turn all the kelp automatically into bone meal, then what you want to do is to remove this chest right here, remove this block right there. You want to place a chest in this position, a hopper next to it, and then in between the two hoppers you just have to place a composter and your system is finished. Now whenever there is enough kelp funneled into the composter, it will turn it automatically into bone meal, and this will end up being in the chest and you can collect it. Now I know it already is late and you want to try all of these glitches out yourself, but check out the last one that I have for you. This one is specifically to dupe wool, but not in a fashion like the other duplicators, but much more insane, because it will actually duplicate stacks within seconds. But let me show you. In order to set this up, you will need all these items. And what you want to do is to again have a resource pack in order to find the chunk borders. There also is an in-game method to find chunk borders, which I have linked in the video description. Now what you want to do is to find 5 consecutive chunk borders like this. As you can see, in between the two concrete lines, yellow and black, there is the chunk border. Now in the first chunk, right at the edge, you want to place a lever. Then in the second one, you want to begin placing down a line out of redstone with a redstone repeater again at the edge. In the third chunk, you want to continue this system, place another redstone repeater again, and you want to repeat this one more time. But now in the fifth chunk, you want to place a redstone comparator, and you want to click it once, then place redstone dust all around, and you want to just take down the line right until the edge again, but this time one block in front of the edge, place your redstone repeater, and place the dispenser that you got at the edge of the chunk. In the fresh chunk, what you want to do is to place some glass in order to encage the sheep that you want to lure into the system right here, and you want to have grass all around your system so that when you did this one time, the sheep can regenerate the wool by eating some grass. Lastly, put some shears into the dispenser and our system is set up. If you are not sure that you did everything correctly, what you can do is to go back to the beginning of our whole thing, stand at the edge of the second chunk. You can then take a spyglass in order to check if you can still see the sheep, which is the case, but standing in the first chunk, you should not be able to see the sheep, which again is the case, so everything is set up correctly for us. Now the only thing that you have to do to start the duplication is to flick this lever and leave it on for about 10 seconds. You should not wait too long, because this actually creates an insane amount of wool which could crash your game otherwise. Now once you think that you generated enough wool, you can start and save and quit the game. Then go back into the world, and you want to flick off the lever. And now, as you can see, there is the wool that dropped. And how much did we generate? In this case, 3 stacks and 20. You can repeat this as often as you want, but make sure that the sheep regenerates the wool before you start this, otherwise of course this will not work. Now I hope that all of these glitches worked for you. If they did, please don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. This will help us both and you won't miss any further content of this channel. Pretty helpful, right? If something didn't work, please leave a comment or contact me on the Discord server and we will be able to help you there. Then we see us again in the next video. See ya!